My name is Courtney, and I'm very passionate about helping women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one you had envisioned for yourself, but the hell else are you going to do? Time marches on. Sitting around feeling sorry for yourself ain't going to get you very far. Um, I have all these, I have all these ideas of things I want to talk about, but I got to tell y'all, it's been an interesting week. Now I just moved I moved Sunday, as a matter of fact. And after months and months and months of living out of boxes, I'm able to unpack and I'm able to put some of my stuff out. And yes, I have stuff in the boxes because they're beautiful, but I need to keep the boxes. So for right now, I just have the boxes out. But anyway, I'm getting settled, and that's taken a lot of my time and attention. Um, I forgot. I forgot what I was going to say. I have a raging freaking headache, just so you know. So you'll have to bear with me. I'm going to be pretty ditzy tonight. Um, but so I moved in here Sunday, and Sunday afternoon I found a recipe for a crock pot chicken enchilada soup. And I went out Sunday and I got the stuff to make that, and I got oatmeal and blueberries and chopped pecans because that's what I like to put in my oatmeal. And I didn't know that we were having an ice storm coming, but yeah, we had an ice storm come in Monday, and they keep extending it and they keep extending it and they keep extending it, and now it's supposedly going to lift tomorrow morning at 9. But I'm pretty skeptical because it was supposed to have already been gone. But I've never experienced an ice storm before. You would think an Alaskan has seen pretty much every kind of winter weather. Now I've seen it rain in the middle of winter, but this morning was the first time in my life that I opened the door and looked out at my car, and I could literally see a thick coat. And I mean, not huge thick, but I could see a pretty thick sheet of ice enveloping my entire car. That is crazy. But fortunately, I have my oatmeal, I have my soup, I have enough necessities stocked up, and I didn't plan on stocking up. But I haven't left the house. Hell, I haven't even really been outside. I opened the door and took a picture of my car, but I haven't been outside since Sunday evening because the weather sucks. And the Monday and Tuesday, I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. I'm weathering this storm really well. The fibro demons aren't being jackasses. Well, they got me today. It actually started last night. Now I'm flaring. I have a severe headache, but that's why I don't have a brand new topic. But I haven't talked about this very much, and we all have to deal with unpleasant people, and it is never fun. So here is some advice. This is from iamandco.com. Number one, take a deep breath. This is going to calm you both emotionally and physically. It'll help you take that emotional step back to where you can respond thoughtfully instead of reacting from a sheer emotional perspective. Number two, you need to acknowledge your emotions. How are you feeling? Are you angry? Are you shocked? Are you hurt? These are all very valid ways to feel. And you need to understand, if you can understand how you feel about the situation, it's going to allow you to learn to respond when similar situations arise, and it's going to help you move on. Number three, this is the one I really struggle with. Don't internalize it. Don't internalize it, because when you do, you're letting a complete jackass control you. You are. You're giving your power to someone who by definition does not deserve, they don't even deserve your attention. Don't let a crappy person impact your self-worth. When someone mistreats you, it really is, I know this is hard to accept for most of us, but it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and how they see the world. Look, when someone's a complete jackass to you, it's not, I know it's hard to accept, but it's not personal. It's not. Number four, you need to know that you have a choice. We choose. We choose to get upset or angry. We choose to ruminate. We choose to do these things. You cannot control what other people do, obviously, but you can learn how to take an emotional step back, and you can choose to respond to the situation instead of having that initial gut emotional reaction where oh, you son of a, I'm so angry. Okay, you might be really entitled to be angry, but so the hell what? What's it going to do for you? Nothing. All you've done is give that person your power. Take it back. They're not worth it. Don't play into it. Just because someone is crappy to you, don't be crappy back. Why? And I'll be honest, if someone's really nasty to me, I can be real bitchy back. I don't like that. Sorry, I don't like that aspect of myself at all. But yeah, I can be pretty hateful. But you know what? It doesn't solve anything. And when I do give into that, and it's an impulse. When I give into that, when I don't choose to take an emotional step back and respond to them, when I just react from a gut instinct of you son of a, how dare you? All it does, it makes me feel crappy. It makes me feel it makes me feel worse about the situation. Don't let somebody drag you down to their level. They're not worth it. Now, that being said, you got to stand up for yourself. People learn to treat us by what we allow. Just don't allow it. And I know that can be easier said than done, but you've got to learn how to set boundaries, and you've got to learn to stand behind those boundaries. And if other people don't respect them, you need to either drastically limit your time with that person, or preferably you need to just move on, let them go. They're not worth it. They're never worth it. Number 5, like you guys can see my hands. Number 5, you need to accept that they are not going to change. People who are routinely unpleasant, they have a lot of internal trauma. And until they work on themselves and try to heal themselves, there's nothing at all that you can do about that. You need to limit your exposure. If you can, I highly recommend just completely cutting them out of your life. But if you can't, sometimes unfortunately, sometimes it's family. Well, obviously you can't cut them out of your life, but you can drastically limit your exposure to them. And you can learn to take that emotional step back, and instead of responding in kind with anger and with bitterness and hatefulness, try to take that step back and respond to them with kindness and compassion. If nothing else, it's going to make you feel so much better about yourself, because you're in control. When you can do that, you're in control. You have not given your power to anybody. Here's a benefit to crappy people. Here's a huge benefit to unpleasant people. They can teach us a hell of a lot about who we do not want to be. I used to work with a woman. Oh my goodness, she was really, really challenging to deal with. And I could not cut her out of my life. I had to deal with her. So I drastically limited my exposure to her. I set boundaries. One day she tried, because she loved to jump your ass, and she tried jumping my ass one day. And I just point blank told her, we're not, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this. Yes, I made a mistake. I'm happy to fix it. Shoot me an email. I'll take care of it as soon as I get back to my office. And she started, but I said, no, I told you I'll take care of it. Just shoot me an email. And I walked away, and I wouldn't let her agitate me. But I used to, I worked in a different building, and when I would have to take stuff over to her, I used to sit there and I'd walk across the quad, or whatever you want to call it, and I would feel myself getting more and more agitated. Oh my gosh, and she's going to do this, and she's going to do that, and she's going to nitpick, and she's going to, well, you know what? Yeah, she is going to. So what? Why on earth let somebody like that upset me? So one day I was walking over there, and I was doing this litany in my head, and I could feel my anxiety and my agitation rising. And all of a sudden I was like, holy crap, why am I giving this horrible, vile, nasty personality any kind of control over me? Her issues are her issues. Her need to be bitchy, frankly, that's on her. So about halfway across the quad, I started telling myself, you know what? She has an eye for detail that I don't. And let me tell you, that woman, if you did not dot an I, literally, she would find, you could hand her 10 pages of forms and she'd find the one I you did not dot and be like, what are you doing here? So, sorry, it's my wire tie. Instead of getting pissed off about it and getting myself all agitated, when I made the choice, I took that emotional step back and I looked at it from the perspective of, you know what? Yes, she's a very unpleasant person. Yes, she's very difficult. However, she does have that eye for detail that I don't. And you know what? The paperwork was still submitted under my name. So at the end of the day, she made me look better. It's all about perspective. Anyway, that is all I have. I am going to take my headachy self off of here and I'm going to go have some leftover chicken enchilada soup because it's really freaking good. It's perfect comfort food for a cold, rainy night. And yeah, y'all take care. I will be back Friday at 7 o'clock Central. You have any questions, drop me a line. I'm certainly not an expert on this, but I can point you to a lot of resources that have really helped me learn how to deal with unpleasant people. Y'all take care. I'll see you Friday. Thanks.